Good morning, everybody. おはようございます。上白大使 here, the translator. Thank you for dropping by the stream. This is a translation stream where I translate the web novel Secret Organization. I translate from the web novel into English, and later when I'm done, after I edit it, I will put it up on my website. So, welcome. The hope is that, while I do this, we can have a bit of fun, but also that you might learn some Japanese in the meantime. So feel free to ask any questions about Japanese you have in the comments during the stream, either about the either about Secret Org or about any other Japanese things. Hi, big latency. I'm just gonna stream at 4 in the morning for me. Well, go get some sleep, bro. Go get some sleep. Alright, so last time we ended up pretty much that was the cleanup for the event, right? That was the cleanup for the terrorist event. Now we are starting with a new character, basically. You know how this work has a tendency, not so much tendency, like Kuronomi Sensei likes to introduce random characters that never come back again, right? So this is one of what it is. So that's what we're doing today. Hey! というわけで、早速始めたいと思います。And so, well, let's get started. First of all, his name. I hate names. I hate translating names. So, my keyboard is killing me. 名前、読み方. See, I don't know what that is. What is that? What is going on there? 名前、読み方. I always have to do this because I don't know how to read names. It was Kameyama. Kameyama かな. Kameyama だね. Kameyama. And also, obviously, we need to add it to the glossary, just in case, as always, whenever you translate, it just is smart to keep a glossary. So that's Kameyama. Kameyama, and what's the other name? 名前、読み方. I have to do this. コウスケ。コウスケなの？へえ。コウスケかな。検索。Look that up. コウスケ。だね。んだべ。んだべ。OK。コウスケ。コウスケ。So this happens rare. 21 years old. Let's put that there for now. Right. Penguin, you live! Congratulations, you are alive. You win the internet today for being alive. How are you doing, my friend? How are you doing? So this happens sort of whenever I see real world names. So this doesn't really happen in fantasy works because fantasy works are they tend to use sort of European names, right? Like in Black Summer is like Kelvin, right? Like Kelvin and like Eiffel, and I mean they're not necessarily European. It's just, it's more like it's more like straightforward, like Sarah, or in Hell mode, it's like it's Alan, right? It's Krena. I mean, it's not a normal name, but it's more straightforward, right? It's not Japanese in nature. It's when I translate something like Dungeon Busters, though, then I get like lots of these weird random names, and then I have to do that every time. I have to go type it in, and I have to go Namai Yomikata, and then I have to pick one if there are various options. So that's the thing. I don't know how to read names. 亀山康介ということですね。So this person is called 亀山康介。は私立探偵である。亀山康介 was a private investigator. This is gonna go 21 years old. Normally, in official works, we would not keep the same formats. We would not do this. We'd sort of try to like work it into the text somehow. Might be able to do it somehow in here, we'll see, but generally, maybe it just be a pain. It's generally a pain, so whatever. I'm lazy. How are you hanging in there, Penguin? Are you still alive? 大学受験に失敗し、浪人も就活も嫌で私立探偵という名目のボロアパート住まい、一人暮らしに通していたらいつの間にか本物の私立探偵になってしまった人間だ。Wow, okay. He had failed his college entrance exams. Or more like, after failing to get into college, 浪人も就活も嫌で、he took up residence in a rundown apartment and out of disdain for because he did not want to he did not want to take the exams again. He did not want to take the exams again or look for work. Started there's a lot to go through here. He took up residence in a rundown apartment, and because he did not want to take the exams again or look for work, started living as a NEET under the guise of being a private investigator. Before he knew it, though, he had actually become one. It's like a horror thing, but in this case, it's like a job. I don't know how. You pretend to be a job and then somehow you become the job, I suppose. I mean, aren't all... How many jobs are there where you can just become it by pretending to be one without the appropriate training? I mean, when you put it that way, it makes it sound like the job of private investigator is being sort of looked down upon. Anyone can do it. You don't need training. Just do it if you don't have anything else to do. Which I'm pretty sure is not the point here. I'm probably reading too much into it. I'm sure they do good work. I'm sure they do. Life's been very busy. Had to do some major things and had to settle into new routine. Things only recently settled down. Hopefully, I don't have to disappear again. I'm glad to hear it. Well, I mean, is that like a good busy or like a bad busy? Like you say, like had to do some major things. But I do like the fact that you're settling into a new routine. Hopefully, I mean, it can't be any worse than your previous routine of just watching VTubers 24/7, right? My hope is that you are more healthy now. that's my hope. You love it when Taishi randomly switches accents. Did I switch accents? I did? Oh dear. 亀山が高校を卒業した時は超水球事件の直後で世界超能力ブームが危険なまでに過熱していた。超能力を手に入れたい、知りたいと考える人間は山のようにいて、亀山はそこにつけ込んだ。When he graduated high school, the super water sphere incident had happened immediately before his high school graduation, throwing the world into an almost dangerous level of enthusiasm for superpowers. Let's see what is there. 亀山が高校卒業した時に、so that's when he graduated high school. When he graduated high school, 超水球事件の直後, so it was immediately after the super water sphere incident. So, here we sort of flipped the order around for a little, again, to sort of make it a bit smoother. And, 世界は超能力ブームが危険なまでに過熱していた。And the world was so on fire, heated for superpowers that it was almost dangerous. It was heated for superpowers that it was almost dangerous, right? So throwing the world into an almost dangerous level of enthusiasm for superpowers. Sort of the word throwing, we added it to add a little bit of action to, a little bit of activity or activeness to the sentence. There we go. Actually, funny thing is, once I got a job, the same way this dude became an investigator. I once got a job the same way this dude became an investigator. How? Like, you just did it, and then you became the thing? You became the thing you... Well, I mean, you pretended to be, which is not as exciting as you became the thing you sought to... what was the word? How did it go? You became the thing you swore to destroy. In this case, it's you became the thing you pretended to be, which isn't nearly as dramatic, I suppose. Good busy, I think, though it does involve lots of work. Well, if it's a good busy, then I'm glad for you. I mean, good busy generally means there's progress in your life, right? Like you've learned a new thing, or you're starting a new thing, or generally it's a good thing. So I'm glad for you. Oh yeah, it's like a new thing that I'm sort of into recently. So recently, I randomly like to start doing this. I will explain why for like a future stream. Like it's for like something else I'm preparing, but like it's just randomly. I'm trying to get better at doing the. Is it actually tongue rolling? I feel like, okay, look, like when I do it, it's like I have to breathe out. I feel like that's not quite tongue rolling, is it? Though I don't know if Penguin would know. I feel like there's like a thing called tongue rolling, which is like a thing in like Spanish and like a few other things. where like they make the R go like and I feel like I don't know how they do it. The thing is, I don't know how they do it. I haven't the faintest idea how they do it. I feel like they don't have to breathe out when they do it, do they? Their tongue does it, I think? I don't know. So, cause like the way I do it, I have to breathe out. So if I'm out of breath, I can't do the and sometimes that's annoying because I ran out of breath. I don't know. Super random detour. Let's get back to this. 超能力を手に入れたい、知りたい。Everybody wanted to gain their own superpower. Everybody lapped up every last detail of news about superpowers. 亀はそこにつけ込んだ。And that was where 亀山。つけ込む。That was something that Kameyama, and that was something that Kameyama managed to take advantage of. Tsukikunda. I sometimes randomly go little at random times, so I'm not any better. I don't know how to do the little thing. Okay, like first, I've never watched JoJo. I've never watched JoJo. I want to someday, but I don't know. It seems like a big time commitment thing. But I know about the meme where he's like he was rolling the cherry on his tongue, right? I don't know how to do it. My tongue is not very agile, as you might be able to tell. I mean, as the fact that when I roll my tongue, I can't do it without breathing out. I don't know. I feel like that's like not the right way to do it, but whatever. It's fine. Yeah. I do stumble over my words every once in a while too. On stream and things like that. Alright. 超能力について政府の公式見解やゴシップ誌の記事だけでは我慢できない人間が取る行動は2つある。すなわち、自ら調査に乗り出すか、誰かに調査を依頼するか。If those who were not satisfied with the with official announcements from the government and 公式見解 official opinion official announcements from the government and gossip magazines had only 2 options available to them. To do some investigating on their own, or to hire someone to investigate for them. There we go. So obviously here we sort of incorporated this into this, right? Like we did not separate it, because there's a colon. How often do you get to use colons in work? Very, very not often. Very rarely. So I enjoy it whenever I get the chance. It's a weird thing to enjoy. I'd like to finish JoJo sometime because every week it keeps pestering me to watch it, even though I don't really like the series. Well, you mean on Netflix, right? That's a pity. There's so much stuff to watch on Netflix though. You can watch other stuff. I mean, like, honestly, man, in this day and age, you're never at want for content to watch and consume. I feel like it's always a matter of like what you have to decide on what you're using your time on. I feel like, because there's never a lack of content. Like my sister sometimes, like, she'd be like, oh, there's nothing to watch on Netflix, but I'm like, I don't know. I mean, if there's nothing to watch on Netflix, you can watch YouTube, basically. If there's nothing to watch on YouTube, I think she has Amazon Prime. I'm not sure. I mean, honestly, man, there's a fuck ton of content now. You're never out of content to watch. It's just you don't have time to watch them all. That's all. The bottleneck is time, not content. But, well, there's no point ranting about that, is there? I wish I had the power to stop time. I do, really do. Then I can do so much. What is your favorite superpower, Penguin? What is your favorite superpower? Because for me, it'd probably be to control, well, I mean, if in so many words, control the space-time continuum. I mean, I feel like that would just be pretty much it. Like, I've thought about it before, okay? Like, okay, who hasn't thought about their favorite superpower before? Everybody's thought about their favorite superpower before, right? Okay, and when I thought about it, my conclusion is very little things can stand up to the power to control the space-time continuum. Very little. It's very, very powerful. Look, okay, because, like, first, you can control time, so you can go back in time, you can go forward in time, you can stop time, right? And you can control space, which means you can teleport. And with the power of teleportation comes with, like, I don't know if, have you watched Toaru? Like a certain magical index. Toaru Majutsu no Index. Like a Kuroko. There's a character named Kuroko who can who basically uses teleportation to, like, she teleports only like a thin slice of something. For example, like in a pillar, like you have a stone pillar, she teleports only like a thin slice of it, and basically it crumbles because you basically cut through it. See, that's you can't beat that, man. You just can't beat that. Ha! So that would be my superpower. Not so much for the attacking. Just so, honestly, just so that I would have more time to do the things I want to do. And I can translate more. I can translate more light novels. I can translate more, like, VTuber streams. I can and practice my piano more. Honestly, I think I keep saying this, but I quite like my life right now. It's just I had more time to do more of what I'm doing. See, like, but if we're talking about superpowers, there's another, like, superpower which is really powerful. So another ultimate sort of superpower is Accelerator. Again, in the Toaru series. He basically he can deflect all vectors. That's incredible for offensive capabilities. In sort of, like, he wouldn't die even if you threw a nuke on him, which is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But I mean, it's not very useful in a non-fighting setting, I feel like. It's not. Another interesting power that I've heard of, I don't remember where from, is the power to reverse causality. I don't remember where I heard it, and I don't remember the details, but it sounded incredible. Was it Fate? I don't know. I don't remember. It was basically like, I think it was like the power to make it so that, I don't remember. It sounded incredible, and I remember being very impressed with it, but obviously maybe not all that impressed, since I don't really remember the details of it. But yeah. I forgot to zoom into this. If I ever get a superpower, I like the power of accelerated thinking or something along those lines. I can consume more content in less time. Spoken like a true HoloLive fan. Oh my god, that would be pretty fun too. That would be pretty interesting. And then you can watch like a multiple POV stream from many windows, and you can process it all. Hopefully, that would be pretty dope actually. Yeah, that would actually be a more realistic sort of superpower as a translator too, honestly though. So, 漫画やゲームの影響が一般人は探偵という職業に幻想を抱きがちで、頭のいい推理をしたり、警察や情報やとコネがあったりして、殺人事件や怪事件に首を突っ込んで解決に導くというようなイメージを抱いている。Manga and games, or like, because of manga and games, right? 影響の影響が、で、general populace, general populace's幻想を抱く。Sort of, they have fantasies about the job. That's not quite right. It have a somewhat misguided understanding of what being a private investigator entailed. There we go. So as a translator, sort of my two bottlenecks, right, are I can't think fast enough, like my brain can't process things fast enough, and I can't type fast enough. The latter is something that I can sort of work on. The former, not so much that I know of. So the superpower that you mentioned would be useful. It would be. There was this story I forgot the title of, about a dude who can see causality but isn't allowed to use his knowledge to harm people directly, so does it indirectly, and his methods are so interesting. That sounds like a really interesting premise. Oh, okay. Alright. You forgot the title. Darn it. Now that sounds like a really interesting premise. I mean, like how, like, what is the line of direct and indirect though? Because, like, for example, like, is it like by degrees of removal? Like, for example, if I want to kill someone, right? I don't know why the first example that came to mind is trying to kill someone. But let's roll with it. If you want to kill someone, you could say, make it so that he accidentally trips and hits his head, and he dies from a concussion. I mean, I suppose that would be like the most direct. Like, how many degrees removed would it have to be? Like, you can make it so that like when he's walking on the street, the lamp post that he's passing by just happens to fall on him, kills him. That would be 1 degree removed. If it's 2 degree removed, it would be like, for example, a car malfunctions, bumping into the lamppost that falls on his head and kills him. That'd be the 2nd remove. Like, for example, he bumps into someone and somehow that escalates into shooting or moving a skateboard 2 cm causing a car crash. Wow, I like that. I like that. That sounds like several more degrees. All right. The more degrees, the more interesting it gets, isn't it? It's like those machines. What are those machines? I forgot what they're called, where they're unnecessarily complicated. Like, you roll a ball and it does the thing and it does the thing and it does the thing, knocks us down and makes us go round and round and round and pushes us over, and then in the end, like, a thing falls into a thing, right? It's sort of like those. But it's like, the more convoluted it is, the more interesting it is. That sounds like a really good premise, man. Oh, that's cool. General populace is somewhat misguided understanding of what being a private investigator entailed. They think, they imagine a brilliant person, the brilliant investigator, making deductions, 頭のいい推理をしたり、imagine them making brilliant deductions, forming relationships with police departments and informants. 情報屋 is more, it's not so much informant, is it? It's more like, okay, it's informant. All right, there we go. There we go. I was thinking of like someone who like sells information. Like, what do you call those people who sells information? You know, like you go to them in a back alley, and then it's all dark, and you're like, tell me who killed the prime minister, right? And then like he's like, oh, this will cost you $1 million, and he pays $1 million, and it's like, oh, it was the vice minister. That's sort of what I'm imagining, but I mean, informant is a thing too. All right. 物騒だね. I feel like all my examples just go to killing. It's not very nice. It's not very nice, is it? Why do my examples all go to killing? I should probably think of something else to default to. I don't know what though. I mean, killing is easy. Like, that's the easiest thing to like sort of like make examples of, I think. Which is a terrible thing to say. Terrible. 殺人事件や怪事件に首を突っ込んで解決に導く。Sticking their necks into murder cases and supernatural and supernatural 怪事件 mystery cases. Murder and mystery cases. And somehow arriving at the truth. They imagine them making brilliant deductions, forming relationships with police departments and informants, sticking their necks into murder mystery cases, and somehow arriving at the truth. I feel like that needs an and there because this is the last thing in the list. More 少し現実が見えていれば浮気調査やうせ者探しばっかりやってるイメージになるが、真実はもっとひどい。よほど大手の探偵、調査会社に所属していない限り仕事などないのだ。個人希望で実績もない探偵に一体誰が依頼するというのか。The more realistic portrayals in media show them investigating infidelity. Cases of infidelity and looking for lost items. Looking for things and people. But the reality was even harsher. Only large investigative firms and investigators already with a reputation would get jobs, obviously. It made sense. No one would bring a case to individual investigator working alone with no achievements to speak of. But the reality was even harsher. Only large investigative firms and investigators already with a reputation would get jobs. So like it's again we flipped it a bit because it says like no job would come if you are not a major investigator or if you don't belong to an investigative firm, right? But I don't want to use the word you in the sentence because that would sort of change the tense. So I had to flip it. Instead of saying you won't get a job, I say only these people get jobs. There we go. Also here, 個人希望で実績もない探偵に一体誰が依頼するというのか? And again, this is a question in narration, which is generally you would want to avoid those. Generally. So here we switched it. So here it's like, who would bring jobs to an investigator who's working alone and who has実績もない, who has no achievements, right? So again, we flipped it to say like no one would. Instead of asking who would, we say no one would bring a case to an investigator working alone with no achievements to speak of. And then it made sense is just an addition on my part to sort of smooth it over. There we go. Woo. Okay, Penguin wrote a lot. Plate. Hey, hi. Well, welcome, Plate. When I was in 9th grade, what was this? When I was in 9th grade, I took a sick leave for a day and missed English class about columns, semicolons. Until this day, I still don't know how to use it. You mean columns? Penguin, you mean columns? Because I don't know what a semicolon is either. I don't know how to use columns either. If we talk about when you say columns, okay? When you say columns, what you make me think of is is this. Okay. Like this. This is a column. I don't know what you mean by semicolon, but this is a column. And I mean, I guess I use it like the way it looks. That's all it is. Let me see. Plate says, I want to thank you. Why you might ask, because you translate a big part of graduation. Stream, and thanks to that, I was able to see it as a normal spectator and live those last moments. Kind of late to say thanks, I mean, but hey, well, thank you for saying thanks. Thank you for saying thank you. Appreciate it. Obviously, I mean, that was sort of, it's not like I did it for you. I mean, I did it as a fellow Tatsunoko. So that's sort of this my little contribution. That's like the only way I can contribute, because I can't draw art for shit. I don't have any other things, so that's on me. I don't even know how to pronounce them. Gosh darn it! It's colon. Incidentally. Yes, that's the correct word. Your colon is also your inside your stomach. Well, I mean, not inside your stomach. It's an organ. It's not an organ. I just bring out the picture, man. You can get colon cancer, basically. The colon, also known as the large bowel or the large intestine. Okay, there you go. That's also a colon. So it's two things. Yosh. Alright, next thing. Nope, we're done with that. 現実が切しづらくあり続ければ相場干上がる。相場干上がっていた亀山だったが、時代が味方した。相場 He might have eventually given up, I suppose you could say. Yeah, let's do that. If conditions had remained severe, Kameyama might have eventually given up or turned to something else. Up this life and turned to something else. However, the times were in his favor. Okay, so this is an example of how this one word has no English equivalent, so I sort of elaborated, I glossed. You know, like he might have eventually given up this life and turned to something else. My bad. Because obviously, as you saw, Hiangaru. Maybe there's a proper English word for it. Maybe. If you watch my streams, you know, like words don't occur to me sometimes, and it just. Well, one isn't occurring to me right now, and so I glossed it. And that's what you can do sometimes. Ooh. Thanks for the wisdom nugget. It's always nice to learn new things. I'm glad I helped. I guess. There's your TIL. There's your today I learned. TIL. Today I learned. I guess. I quite liked biology class, you know. It was like almost like I had like a nice teacher too. I had like a fun teacher. So that was good. 超水球事件を契機に調査会社には依頼が殺到。 SNS 上に遊び半分で開業広告告知をしただけの亀山に一切仕事が来るほどの繁盛ぶりだった。 Hoi! Thanks to the Super Water Sphere incident, investigative firms became flooded with requests. It was business boomed so much that even Kameyama, who had put up an ad on social media, half for fun, asobi hanbun, half in fun. I like that better. Half in fun. Even Kameyama, who had put up an ad on social media, half in fun, that work came to even Kameyama, who put up an ad on social media, half in fun. Perfect. "超能力ケーキの恩恵を一身に受け、本人も全く予想していなかった頃に仕事は軌道に乗ってしまった。He accepted the 一心に受ける。一心。He wholeheartedly accepted the blessing. Wholeheartedly accepted the is there a better word for blessing? It's a more appropriate word. The godsend, the windfall, the godsend. And despite not having expected, no, let's flip it over. Despite not having expected this godsend, maybe? I feel like the word doesn't really quite work here, but I can't really think of another better one. Is by not having expected this keiki, this uptick in business, or the market, the prosperity. This economic prosperity. Despite not having expected this economic prosperity, this is even worse. He accepted it wholeheartedly and got his work. Got his work on track. I hate this sentence. I hate everything about this sentence. I hate this about this sentence, and I hate this about this sentence. I'll think about it later. I'll think about it later once we have more context from here, I suppose. There were some major changes to the high school system at the time. My school, so I actually never took much biology due to said changes. Instead, I got extra chemistry and physics instead. All right. Physics. Look, I have like a weird story about physics. Like, the thing is, with physics, I always thought like I understood like the concepts, but just not the math. But like for some reason, like once I talked with my physics teacher, and apparently his impression of me was I didn't get the concepts, but I got the math. I don't know why. It was so weird. But yeah, those classes were awesome too. I had like lots of fun. God send opportunity. This. Well, I like it more than what I have. God send opportunity. Thank you. Accepted wholeheartedly and got his threw himself into his work, into this work. There we go. I like that much better. I like that much better. Whoo! That was gonna kill me, man. Go away. Stop. Look, okay, like. So I don't know what system, what curriculum were you in? Were you in an American curriculum or a British curriculum? Okay, because like, so the way I understand is American curriculum is like APs, advanced placements, which are sort of like the subject specific courses, and then there's SAT, which is sort of like a general ability testing. It tests your math, tests your English, so that's what you need to get into into university through the American system, APs and SATs. And I know that, so that's what I went through. So that's what I know. I don't know that, but I've heard of the British one, which is the IBs, right? So some baccalaureate or something. That's your sort of your subject specific courses, right? Basically. So I don't know about this. I don't know. Bula. Chincha bula. So I know about this. So there are courses. So it's the same with AP exams. Is, for example, there's AP exam for chemistry, physics, biology, blah 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 blah. In order to take the exam, you have to take a year's course. So you have to take the class first, and then you can take the exam, right? So like, basically, I took the AP courses for all three of the science things: physics, chemistry, and biology. Yeah, and I got 5s on all of them. Yeah, and I forgot most of them. Yeah. That's all I wanted to say. But generally, they were fun. Generally, I enjoyed them. But honestly, I forgot most of them. Like, for example, like with physics, I remember like the most basic things like dynamics and velocity, right? And I remember that the derivative of acceleration is a jerk, because it's fun calling people. It's funny. That's an insult that we sort of bandied around in class all the time. You derivative of an acceleration. Such a nerdy thing to say. Instead of calling someone a jerk, you can call them a derivative of an acceleration. Oh my god, you derivative of an acceleration. Such a mouthful. So I remember basic stuff like that. I don't remember things like electromagnetics, like the right hand rule or the left hand rule. Which hand is it? I don't remember. Like one is current, one is force. What is the last one? I don't know. I don't remember. I don't know. What else was there in physics? What else is there in physics? God, I don't remember anymore. Buoyancy. What was it? Like Bernoulli's equation? There was a thing like that, yeah? I don't remember half of that shit, man. Half. I said half. I meant I don't remember most of it. I also had the same problem with physics about the math and concepts until I attained enlightenment and realized physics is one big loop. What do you mean by one big loop? That sounds very enlightened. I have no idea what you're talking about. What do you mean by physics is one big loop? Is that the donut theory? Because I know that's advanced maths. That's topographical math. Topographical. I don't know the word for it. I know that's math. I don't think that's what you're talking about either. Oh, I'm in the American system. Never did other systems. Not much knowledge on them. Nice. APs and SATs then. Like, also, like SATs, like I never studied for my SATs. I think I took it like twice, just in case. No, I think I only took it once. I don't remember. It might have been once or it might have been twice. But either way, I didn't study for either of them, and I got over 2,000. So I basically don't ever study for exams, which is not a good thing. It sounds like a brag. It's not really. Because I never learned how to really study for exams in high school because I was just good enough, and I had like smart friends who taught me. So I never really learned how to study for exams. So I just don't study for exams. So I took like SATs without studying. I took the TOEFLs without studying. I took the Japanese proficiency one, JLPT, N1 without studying. I just never studied. Just not good. But it was enough to sort of like curse by, not curse, surf by, no, what's that word? I don't remember the word to get by, whatever. Let's say get by. So it is what it is. So I see like news reports about like people in like South Korea going to cram school for SATs, and I'm just like, whoa, you're taking it to a whole different level, bro. Whole different level. This is me. Just show up, just do the thing, leave. I don't know, man. Yosh, 次。アルバイトの仕事を続けるうちに上達ができん I feel like we went very far. Where is it? Here we are. 最初は素人に毛が生えた程度の仕事しかできなかった。At the start, his work was little better than that of a complete amateur. Obviously he was. ネットで検索をかけたり、SNS を追ったり、捨てられたゴミ袋を回収して中を荒らさったり、ターゲット B 個距離を離して後ろを歩くだけしたり。The internet went through targets, social media accounts, fished through trash bags, and tailed targets. Did some telling. 探偵のテクニックについては探偵漫画を読んで学び、その中から現実でも使えるテクニックを使えないテクニックを実体験を通して、取捨選択を発展させていった。for techniques. He read, consulted manga for investigative techniques, employing those that seemed useful in real life, and discerning which were actually useful and in real life and which weren't by applying them, trying to apply them in person. He consulted manga for investigative techniques, discerning which were actually useful in real life and which weren't by trying to apply them in person. Good enough. I'm a big procrastinator, so I just delay my studies until the end. Plus, I have some good comprehensive ability, so I only need to be in class to understand most of the material. And that's pretty much me, man. That's pretty much me. I procrastinate so badly. Like procrastination is still a problem for me to this day and age. Which is terrible. It's terrible. Sometimes I don't really know what to do with it. Sometimes I just buckle down. Sort of like a thing that I'm doing recently, which is may not be working all that well, is when I catch myself procrastinating, like I'm randomly going through Twitter or I'm watching or I'm binging YouTube. Suddenly I just go, no, you must stop. And then I sort of like I use my brain to like physically click away from the thing. I don't know. It's like, even though I don't want to, like I want to keep doing what I'm doing, but I might like use my brain to. It sounds so stupid. It sounds so obvious. Obviously, we're using our brain to sort of move our hands and feet, but I physically, I say out loud to myself, no, stop, and then I click away. It's not going very well though, because sometimes my other brain is just like, no, fuck you. 開業して I also turn to manga for life experience. Do you not though? Everybody does, of course. Like if you want to learn how to gamble, you have to read Akagi, right? 開業してから3年が経とうとしている今では、小さく日時も悪いが事務所なんてものまで構えている。気がつけば立派な探偵だ。アルバイトすら雇っている。仕事が続けるうちに情報獲得で。As he continued his work, he gained regular customers and formed connections and made connections. 3 years in, he now even had his own office. Never mind that, Ed. Small and inconvenient located, though it was. 気がつけば when before he knew it, he had actually become a proper investigator. He was even hiring, even had a part-timer on payroll. Okay, now this is making me think of Mob Psycho. Mob Psycho 100. Which I'm sure it's something else entirely. Funnily enough, I never actually enjoyed that series. Like, I really love One Punch Man, but I never really managed to enjoy Mob Psycho. I don't know why. It did not sort of speak to my sense of humor. It just didn't. But I do love One Punch Man. Hilarious. Absolute hilarity. You know, like, oh, should I talk about this later? I'll probably forget about it. So, like, now talk a little bit about TL Talk, right? So, TL Talk is this new thing that I'm doing. Yeah, I'll probably spend the last 30 minutes of this stream talking about it, like just like probably having like a more proper, like, just like a free chat stream kind of thing. So it's like a new thing that I'm doing, where it's like a talk show kind of thing, where I'm gonna interview translators and software developers, hopefully. The thing is, last night I was sort of going through the questions that I would ask, and one of the questions that I had on my document for questions to consider, right? One of the questions was, you know, obviously my guests are probably fans of, they probably like anime, right? So one of the questions that I had on my list of questions to consider was, what is your favorite anime? But then I thought better of it, and I was like, you know, I'm not gonna ask this because people who actually watch anime would not be able to answer this question properly. I mean, if someone asked me what my favorite anime was, I wouldn't know how to answer them. Like, there's so many. Like, I mean, some people, I imagine maybe some people would have just like one series that changed their lives forever. But like, probably that's not the case for most people, right? So like, whenever anyone asks, like, what is your favorite anime, you have to like ask for more details. Like, what is the context? Like who, and you would change your answers too, probably based on who you're talking to, right? So I thought better of the question. I'm like, yeah, nah, I'm not gonna ask them this question. I'm not gonna subject them to this hell of having to decide what their favorite anime is. That is cruel. That is cruel. But yes, I do like One Punch Man. はい、街中で同級生と会って探偵をやっているというと驚かれるが、実のところ本人も未だに仕事がよく分かっていない。探偵ってこんな感じでいいのかなと不安を抱えつつ手探りでやっている。しかし、それでも短いながらも打ち方経験、技術は本物で、何も知らない一般人目線では立派に探偵やっているように見えるのだ。When he bumped into a former classmate on the streets and told him that he was now a private investigator. The classmate had been very impressed. However, the truth was that Kami, you know what? Let's put his name. I feel like it's about time that we brought his name back. And we used a lot of pronouns so far. And Kamiyama bumped a former classmate on the street, and when asked, told him that he was now a private investigator. Classmate very impressed. Not so much impressed. 驚いた. They were surprised. They'd be very surprised. However, the truth was that Kamiyama himself still was not very clear. What is own job was. He was groping in the dark most of the time, wondering whether he was being a good, whether what he was doing, whether what he was doing actually constituted as being an investigator. That said, the experience and techniques that he was accruing were real. Had accrued in this short period of time were real, and then the average layman何も知らない一般人目線では and the average layman would I don't know how to do this one. 技術本物で何も知らない。An average person who did not know from the perspective of an average person, of an average. From the perspective of a random layman. He did indeed come across as a proper investigator. Should I use investigator or detective? Tante. It's probably it's interchangeable. Let's just do investigator, I suppose. Woo. I like Mob Psycho 100 and no offense to artists, but I can't bring myself to go through the manga because I find the art style very unappealing. He's a guy who's read over 1,000 manga series. Woo. Also, yeah, it is very hard to rank your anime, but I've been able to decide on a concrete top 10 till now. Wow. Well, okay, good for you. Good for you. And Louise, hey, how are you doing? Toradora was the first anime I really watched and one that really changed my life. I don't think I would ever say I have a favorite anime. Yeah, like it's generally not a thing among us real anime fans. We know that question is not a real question. I do remember really liking Toradora ending on a wedding, on the wedding. I mean, okay, like I'm gonna. It's an old series now. There's no spoiling it or whatever. But like I remember it ending on a wedding, and I was blown away. I was young back then, you know. I was like, oh my god, this series went the whole way. Wow, so new, so innovative. But but that aside, it is a good series. I do think it's a good series. And Kugimiyarie, like I don't really remember the names of seiyus very much. I really don't. And I don't really sort of remember their voices either. But Kugimiya Rie, that's a name that I would forever remember, and that's a voice that I will always be able to put to the name. Like, she was like my favorite voice actress for like the longest while. I mean, now I don't really have a favorite. And I don't really see her around anymore, do I? I don't know. But yes. 仕事魚潮水級事件直後ほどのだいぶは過ぎ去っているが、それでも超能力調査系の依頼が絶えることはない。Nowadays, the explosive interest die boom the fad, the rage. The explosive. Okay, look. The reason why I'm stopping is because I'm trying to think of a better way to phrase this. The explosive interest that exploded after the super water sphere incident had died down, but superpower related requests were still many customers still came with superpower related requests. See, like I don't like this. And the explosive interest. How do I reword this? The interest that had exploded, the enthusiasm, or the ardor. Fervor, probably better. Fervor that exploded after super had died now, but many customers still came with superpower related. Okay, there we go. Who is that? You know I will look it up, right? If you put a name in chat, you know I will look it up, right? Kaio no Ai. I've heard of her name. What characters does she do? Oh, that's a very long. Oh, that's a very long list. Damn. Let me see. Hey, I see Sword Art Online. Let me see. Which one is it? Alice. Let me see. Anohana. I see Anohana. Menma. Okay, now I remember. Yeah. Okay, now I remember the voice. Can never forget Menma's voice, man. That's just nobody can forget Menma, right? Don't forget Menma. Never forget Menma. 奏で終え、支配はフル。Nice. This just makes me think of how many anime I haven't watched yet. I have so much anime on my backlog. Girls Owned Panzer. It's another great series. It actually made me play World of Tanks for a while. Let's see what else. Who else? Who else do I recognize? Darkness. Okay. That's a major one. That's a major one. Okay. All right. Let's stop it. Stop this. I see. That voice, huh? Do you guys actually like go and like look up who is voicing which character when you watch anime? I gave up on anime at this point. I only do manga and novels these days. Fair enough. Now I'm sort of finishing up. So like I watched anime, like a binge anime, so I wait for the season to be finished before I start watching it. So right now I'm waiting for the current season to be finished. I think it's gonna finish this week, is it, or next week, is it? And chart. Yeah, episode 12 of 12 airing in 11 hours. So I think this is the last week of this season, isn't it? 12 episodes aired, so it's finished. And this is all finished. Yep. So yeah, I'm probably gonna watch this soon. So excited. Wait, why is this episode 8 of 20? Why is it only episode 8? Anyways, so right now I'm actually finishing series from like the previous season. There are a few that I haven't finished watching yet. And one of them is the one I'm currently watching. Is this one. I've heard a lot of really good things about it. I'm watching it though. I don't know. I'm not really feeling it. Like, it's not bad enough that I'm gonna drop it. I'm not gonna drop it. I'm probably gonna finish it, but it's just, I'm not really feeling it. Not really. I don't know, man. I did watch this one previously, and like, is it true that this? Hold on. I'm just gonna look it up, man. 幼馴染が絶対幼馴染負けない. Is this by Shigure Ui? Shigure Ui. It is. Like I saw it on like I saw like the name on in the credits, and then I was like, hey, hold on, and then it disappeared. It went past. I only saw it for like a brief moment, and I was like, hold on a minute. I recognize that name. that's the one name that I recognize. It is Uimama. Uimama. It's good. I liked it. Gotta go. It's late, so I'll play a little, then I rest. Take care, bye. Thank you for dropping by, Blade. Thank you. She has voiced pretty much my favorite female characters. Oh, alright. What characters are your favorite then? Luis. 業界では政府、警察、マスコミには超能力に深入りしないよう圧力がかかっているというのは有名な話だ。はっきりした証拠は誰もつかめていないのだが、明らかに超能力に関して各界の動きが鈍い。だからこそ探偵業に仕事が来る。主だった、調査、組織が人並み機能不全を起こしているため、 本来なら放置しているだけで消えるような儚い探偵業に仕事が舞い込み、儲かるのである。ほうほうほうほうほう。Okay, alright. Interesting. In the industry, ooh, how should we do this? It was general knowledge in the industry that the government, police, and mass media were under pressure to not delve too deeply into leave espers alone as much as possible. there was no solid proof, but anyone could see that these major organizations reluctance to move matters of related to superpowers. This was why work jobs came to the investigative industry. I'm looking at a list of characters and make sure I spell the names right, but there is so many. There are, aren't there? We just looked at a lot. We just looked at a whole list. Ha 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 ha. I mean, I've heard of her. I've heard of the name Kayano Ai. She's like pretty much one of the big names in the VA industry that I know. She did a lot of stuff, as we just saw. Look, her work. Okay, like when I saw Darkness just now, I was like, okay, yeah, okay, okay, because Darkness is such a distinctive character. Let's use the word distinctive. That you can't forget her, can you? I love. Honestly, though, I really I mean, it's not just Darkness. I really like all the characters in Konosuba, in the main party. They're all hilarious. They're all like dame dane, zenbu dame dane. They're so dame, but when they're put together, it's hilarious. Okay, that's one of those series where I feel like the anime really makes everything better. Like, I love the anime so much, I went and picked up the light novel, but like I couldn't get very far in the light novel. I just couldn't. I don't know why. I would try my best. Obviously, I read it in Japanese, right? So I try my best to make the lines sound like the characters who voice them. But obviously there's a limit to that. And if I don't do that, the text seems almost plain in comparison. I don't know, man. So I feel like that's one series that it just has to be anime for me. It just has to. Konosuba is a gem. I love all the characters there. I do too. They're all such pieces of shit. I absolutely fucking love it. The movie too was great. Everything about it is great, honestly. 主だった調査組織が地雷に機能不全を起こしていると。 機能不全。世の中の探偵業にしがらまかみた儲かるのである。The major ethical organizations機能不全 malfunctioning. Malfunction. I don't know if malfunction is the right word for this. Small investigators that would have normally died out from lack of attention and work. We're now making a killing. Raking in the big bucks. I get you. I read a bunch of volumes and it's not the same with the voices. Yeah, it's like I don't know. Maybe the anime spoiled. Maybe anime spoiled the series for me. I don't know. It's so weird. Like it gave me expectations. I feel like for it's I don't know. Maybe instead of saying that, I should say I should perhaps say like the VAs like brought much more to the table. And so it's one of those series where like the anime I feel like is I'm leery to say that it's better than the light novel, but it's just, I enjoyed the anime more than I enjoyed the light novel by a lot. But yep. Fuyumi Ai, Mashiro Shina, Menma, Utaha Kasumigaoka, Shiro. Okay, man, you're gonna have to tell me which series are which. Okay, I recognize Mashiro Shina. That's the pet one, right? I recognize Menma, obviously. Utaha Kasumigaoka. That's from the girlfriend, right? Like, something girlfriend no tsukurikata, kanojo no tsukurikata, right? I don't remember which Shiro. There's so many Shiros in anime. And who's Fuyumi Ai? You know what? I can look it up myself because I have the internet. Ha ha ha. Oreshira. What's Oreshira? Oh, this one. I don't remember it. I watched it, but I don't really remember it. Baka baka. No game, no life. Okay. There you go. Okay. Okay. My bad. I love it, you know. Also, I love No Game No Life. Why is there no second season? There's no second. Like, oh, hold on. Did the 9th volume come out? No game. No game. No live. I read up until like volume 8. How many volumes did they release after that? Shousetsu. There's 3 new ones. Otoke? I have to read them. They're 3 years. Hold on. Why is this 2018? Are there no more new ones after 2018? What happened? Why are there 2 years between this? What? Are people not buying them? What is wrong with people? Well, I mean, I didn't know either, so I mean, I can't really say much. But Amazon Prime, no, not Amazon Prime Video. Anime 公式じゃない。No, I don't want anime. 小説。文庫。See, it's the 10th one. 11冊. There's only 11 of them, it looks like. Why? Why is there only 11 of them? The 10th one, eh? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It doesn't even have the 11th one that Wikipedia talked about. What? Why? I want Amazon. Does Amazon have it? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, okay. So this one is sort of like an extra, right? No game, no life. No life. Practical war game. Practical war game. Okay, so this is not a volume. So it's only up to volume 10. This is 2018. What happened? What happened? Why? As a no game no life lover, I can explain. I think the author, also the artist of the novelty, was copying art from other people and was exposed. So some drama happened about it. Not sure where he is now. What? He was in jail? He was in jail? What the fuck? Really? Oh my god. That's terrible. I mean, more that. Okay, honestly though, they should let him continue writing in jail. Screw this. What? They should let him continue writing in jail and then maybe withhold his royalties or something for after he gets out of jail. But how long is he gonna be in jail for? Oh my god, come on. What? You've got to let him continue this. What the fuck? Come on, man. Come on. For the greater good and all that, right? Oh, not jail. Not jail. Okay, I see. The author is copying art. So is the author also an artist, are you saying? Or is it like the author was also copying art? Honestly though, man, fuck the people. I mean, yeah, okay, look. Copying art is bad. Copying art is bad. Copying someone else's work is bad. People copying my work, I would not be happy. But punish him for the copying, right? But let him do his thing. He can continue to contribute to society. You know, that's if you hold him responsible, the way to hold him responsible is to make him contribute to society. That's why you have community work, right? You make people, instead of putting them in jail, you make them do community service, right? That's sort of like that, right? But let him write his book. that's his community service. Well, that's just sad. All right. Where am I? Where am I? もうか亀山探偵事務所の仕事は超能力関連調査がメインで、特に超能力詐欺系の依頼はうまい、おいしいと粒飲むだけで 内なる力が目覚めるとか、超能力秘密結社を紹介します。紹介料は3万とか、怪しい宣伝に踊らされ、騙され、相談にやってきた哀れな依頼人に弁護士を紹介し、軽く調査するだけで報酬が手に入る。弁護士から紹介料をせしめることもできる。何十件も似たような依頼をこなし、今だ慣れたものです。What if he relied on copying too much, so he doesn't know how to continue anymore? Well, are you talking about art or the story? Was the author copying someone else's story? Are you saying there's someone else who's writing something similar to No Game No Life? Because if there is, then I'll read that. Yeah, the author is the artist. I see. Well, I mean, it's like art and writing is two different things, right? Like maybe if he can't continue drawing, he can still continue writing. That's two different things entirely. Art. Yeah, okay. So, well, he can stop doing art and continue writing. I mean, it's probably more complicated than I'm making out to be. I'm just grumbling here. I'm sure the whole experience traumatized him greatly and all that, and he can't continue anymore, which is a pity. Which is a huge pity. I love this series. Most of the work, most of investigative agencies work involved was related to superpowers. With those scam superpowers being the most lucrative. This involved introducing poor victims who had fallen for scams and suspicious promising you can activate your inner power sleeping. You can activate the power sleeping within you by taking this pill. I'll introduce you to a secret organization of experts for only 3万円 only 30,000 yen. Introducing poor victims who had fallen for scams process. Things like you can activate a power sleeping with you by clicking this pill, or I introduce you to a installation expert for only 30,000 to lawyers. And doing little bit of digging. These usually didn't require much work, effort, and even came with introduction commission from the lawyers they were introducing. Came with kickbacks. 何時間に似たような意見をこなし after completing dozens of similar cases, Kameyama was now used to them, was now a pro, practically a pro. Nah. I got inspiration from Shiro for my OC. Your OC doesn't really look like Shiro though. Hold on. I'm going into Discord right now. I'm looking up your OC. Your OC doesn't look like Shiro. What are you talking about, Louise? I'm looking at your OC right now. She doesn't look like. It doesn't look like Shiro. That's different. That's different. Nah. You're pulling my leg. You pulling my leg, man. Random panties on stream. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. I'm going through No Game No Life author's Twitter and it seems like he might be a Hollow fan. Wait, so he's still on Twitter? Hold on. He's still on Twitter though. Like he's still just not writing. What? That's so weird. Normally the conclusion I reached was he stopped writing because of the backlash from the community or whatever, and he's just traumatized from interacting with the community and he doesn't want to interact with them anymore. Why does he still have a Twitter then? Okay, that's just weird, man. I don't know how to respond to that. Write a book, bro. No, I shouldn't say that. I should not say that. I should not pressure people into doing things. But I do want to read the following though. If I trace or copy a position, I will say it and source the artist and picture. Good for you. Good for you. I mean, it's always better to credit, I suppose, right? It always is. So that's why, like, did you see, like, in the description for TL Talk, I put credits, and there are a lot of credits. There are so many credits. Let me try to pull it up right now. I'm just gonna go pull it up right now. So you're gonna see how much I had to prepare for this. This is the TL Talk thing, right? So obviously there's I should probably do this at the end of the stream. But anyways, credits. Look at all these credits. There's so much shit. Okay, I do have a spending habit. I do have a bad spending habit, but that's everything. I got logos for a thing. I got BGM for a thing. I got ending BGM. Okay, just Kento is giving this to me for it, just for free. So good for him. like an intro sort of video thing, an intro BGM to go into the intro video. There's more BGM, just Dova, yay for Dova. There's more BGM, there's screen overlay, there's screens and sound effects. That's a lot of crediting. My profile is not my OC. What? Why is your profile not your OC? The whole point of an OC is to put it in your profile. I don't understand. Why do you not? Where do you use your OC in then? Where do you use your OC if it's not your profile picture? I don't understand. What? Hold on, I'm thinking. If I reword this, Kameyama had gotten used to handling such cases after doing it dozens of times. I like this better. It's closer to the source text. Instead of calling him a pro or not a pro, whatever. We can just say he got used to it. Nareta mono. Again, we have to flip this and flip this. Phew! Like that. Yosh. Subarashi. Ko jin jigo jimushou de aru ijo, shin wa kanzen ni dekidaka de bonus nado deru hazu mo nai. Mushiro, アルバイトにボーナスを出してやる側になるのだが、時折ボーナス期間がやってくる。As this was a sole proprietorship, his income was entirely what should we say? Dependent on the volume of work, and he would get no bonus. Rather, he was the who had to pay his part-timer bonuses. However, there were periods that were practically counted as bonus seasons. Kyodai suikyu ga araware, chōnoruku ga oyake no mono to natta chō suikyu jigen. 東京都心部に飛行機が突っ込んできて超能力者が大惨事を防いだ。I don't remember what is 羽茶便事件。I don't remember what this is called. 羽茶。I remember this 羽茶。事件。不思議な力で島が真っ二つになった。73分け事件。The super water sphere incident, where a gigantic sphere of water appeared over Tokyo Bay. There was the what do we call it? Please have it here. Please have it here. Nope, it's not here. It's not here. God damn it. This is why you need a good glossary, and this is not a good glossary. It's a shit glossary because I did a bad job at it. I mean, there's no other reason, is there? There's no other reason, is there? Which one was it? Volume 3 was the Yakuza, right? Side story. Da 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 da. Mukin. It's been a while since we've seen Oyabun. This is a pity. It's probably not this one then, eh? Probably not this one. So it's definitely not 1. Is it 2? It's probably not 2, is it? It's not Yakuza. Let's go plain. There's no plain. Alright, moving on. Okay. Plain. There's no plain. Moving on. God damn it. Definitely gonna put this into the freaking glossary. I'm not gonna do this another second time. God damn it. Which one is it? Paper airplanes. No, that's not it. It's so far in. It's so far in. Plane. What? Was it not volume 3? Was it not? Am I remembering this wrong? Plane, planet. What? Am I did I remember wrong? Okay, no, here we go. Okay, 35. There we go. Awesome. Okay, I need the names. Give me the names. Bring to Tanio Kagumi. It's been a while. It's been a long while. Whee! Just put OC in server out, Haishi. What are you talking about? To Hokkaido. Sorry, I'm just looking through. What the name is of the incident. I need to name the incident name. But this is probably need to look at the following part. I don't remember what it was called. What did they call it? Incident. Is it the word incident? Please have the name. Please have the name. Please have the name. 7th. 8th. Nope. Nope. I don't remember what the name is. God damn it. I'll probably have to do this off stream then. There was the something incident where a passenger plane was headed straight for Tokyo. The heart of Tokyo. but was then saved by espers. There was the 7-3 incident where the mysterious power split an island in half. 超能力者が何かを起こすたび依頼が爆増する。そのフィーバータイムだ。Every time espers did something. Number of jobs exploded. It's fever time. Where's fever time from? Like, okay, like I'm playing like Yakuza nowadays, and I know that fever time is fever time Imi. I know there's fever time in like Sunshine, the Sunshine Club. I don't remember what it was called. Where like you suddenly earn a lot of money. Woo! Where is it from though? Fever no Imi. つむつむとは LINE で配信されているスマートフォン用のアプリゲームです。つむつむはフィーバータイムというボーナスタイムがあります。フィーバーゲージがたまるといらん。知らん。I don't care about this stupid game. My parents played the heck out of it. My dad played the heck out of it. I don't understand what is it with like older people and like games like Candy Crush and like Tsumutsu. So weird. Origin of the phrase fever time. Okay, this is giving me very proper answers that I'm not. That is not what I want. This is not no. This is not quite it. No. This is Malta fever caused by which bacteria? Never mind. I give up. I'm probably gonna look this up. This is probably a footnote, probably, isn't it? It's been ages since we had a footnote in this series. In a decode server, I put my OC. What's a decode server? Well, let me type Discord. Really? You can't type Discord? Okay. Kamiko Kana. Also, I just learned she nuked her YouTube channel. Who's that? I don't know who that is. I traced my profile. Shocking admission from Louise on the internet. How could you do such a thing? I like tracing too. Well, more like, okay, like when I was young, like elementary school, right? I had an art class, right? And I had to draw like a variety, like for summer. Was it summer? I don't remember. Or was it like throughout the year? I had to draw like a variety of pictures. Like I had to, like some would have to be like freehand. Some would have to be like draw like a building. Some would have to draw like a person or something like that. I remember, like for the building one, I basically just like took a picture. I didn't take a picture. I googled a picture of a building and basically just traced it. That's basically what I did. I loved it though. I really, really liked it. I really liked tracing the picture of the building because it's all the straight lines. It looks so nice, and I can use a ruler to do it. I used the ruler, and everything was straight and nice and at a perfect angle. Oh, I loved it. That was my most memorable part of that project. Tracing the picture of the building. I can free draw it now though. Nice. Look at my OC. You're going to make me snap again, Taish. Oh, you put your OC on in Discord. I see. Oh, well, this is cute. It's cute. That's nice. Neko Mimi. Neko Mimi is always nice. It's a very cultured picture, isn't it? I love the thigh socks. The tights. Not that I have a foot fetish. I don't. Nice. Well, that reminds me, I'm very hyped for that translator talk with Lo. I really hope I can make it. As a low-key Lo fan, I need to hear Lo's voice live. I hope you make it too. I'm very excited about it. I'll talk about it later. I'll talk about it. We did not make a lot of progress today, did we? We did not. But like when it hits 30, let's do a little bit of free chat. It looks more like fox than cat to me. Honestly though, Fubuki would kill me, but they look the same, don't they? Fox and cat. Fox and cat. They pretty much look the same. Which is it, Louise? I don't have a foot fetish either. If you don't have a foot fetish, then why is she wearing tights? マリンランド島で起きた事件は海外だったため波に乗れなかったが、その次に起きた足の原テロ事件は幸い第一歩が来た時点から食い込むことができた。普段は不定期かつバラバラに働いてもらっているアルバイトも全員集め、シフトを詰めた。Ooh, he has several part-timers. Oh, okay. Part-timer. He even had part-timers. Multiple. Whoa. Maryland incident had been overseas, so he could not. Nami ni nore nakata. He cannot ride the wave. It's not really a wave, is it? We don't really. So it didn't affect him much. Maybe effect isn't exactly the right word. So he didn't benefit much from it. The next one though. Ashinohara Academy Terrace. Not luckily enough. He got to. he got to bite into the National Academy Tourist from the very start. It's both. I just realized it looks like both. It looks like both a cat and a fox. Schrodinger's cat, different meaning. Fox cat. I was gonna ask, you plan on adding a tail to the OC or just keep it ears only? It's supposed to be a cat though. I mean, cats get tails too, right? They do. I don't know, man. I feel like it looks good right now without the tail. Though, of course, you can prove me wrong. It's cute. It really is. Nice. Nice. What is a fox cat? Is that a real thing? What? Why is it capitalized? What is a fox cat? Cat fox found in Corsica could be a mysterious new mammal. Oh, hey there. Stop it. Fine, fuck off. It's a fox cat. It's a fox cat. It just looks like a normal cat to me, though. Okay, the tail is sort of like a fox, I suppose. A fox cat. It's a thing. It actually is a thing. Louise. Ah. On the French Mediterranean island of Corsica. The animal is so done. He's just like, bleh. He's not even, he's just not, he's just like, It's a real thing. Fox cat. There you go. You are now justified. You have now been justified. Ears only because I wanted to mister whether there's girl cat ears on. Taijin chat help me think of a name for her. Like a name for your OC. Don't people normally just name their OCs what their internet name is? Is Louise your real name? Is that it? Because my impression was Louise is your internet name. Then you might as well call her Louise. But if that's not the case, if you want a separate name for her, what language do you want it in though? And I'm not very good at making names either, honestly. I'm not very good at making names. It takes me like, have you guys ever played like MMORPGs back in the day? If you had to make a new character and to put a name to it, and stupid me, I would use like a new name for every game. So it would take me like at least like an hour to decide on a name. I hated coming up with names so much. Japanese. Louise is my real name. I see. Honestly, man, I'm not very good at names either. Would you mind if I put the OC on screen? Would you mind? Then we can keep it on screen somewhere. I'm not very good at naming either. Nekoyama. she actually does kind of look like Okayu, doesn't she? Okayu. Okay, maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know, man. Names aren't really something that other people put on for you, is it? It's sort of like sort of like the message that you want to convey with the name, right? So it's not really it's not like we can tell you what message to put with the name. Like my name of Taishi is sort of. I'll go ahead. Okay. Let me save. Add image. Louise OC. Add source. now it looks like I have a new OC, which is not the point, which is not the case. Where should I put her? I don't know where to put her. Let's put her here, where it's most out of the way. This is okay. Now the stream looks weird. Now the stream looks weird. It's completely unrelated. But okay, like my name of Taishi it means sort of like ambassador, because I mean I sort of feel like I sort of help to connect cultures by doing through my work as a translator. So that's why I call myself Taishi. But what do you want to express about yourself using your OC? Like what does she do? Like, yeah, I think that's a better question. Like what do you want to express using your OC? Like, do you want to yeah, I'm gonna leave that question there. Open-ended question. And I'm gonna leave her there, I suppose. And Penguin, of course. I know that's your real name, of course. And Flailing is your first name. Is your last name, right? Flailing is your first name. Penguin is your last name, right? Mr. Penguin. Put over Taishi's. What kind of stream is this? What are we doing? Oh dear. I'm now a PNG streamer. It's not even a PNG. It's a JPEG. I'm a JPEG streamer. Oh dear. Let's not do that. I feel bad for Louise. 普段は不定期かつバラバラに働いてもらっているアルバイト。He called in all the part-timers that he normally hired separately. On all the part-timers that he normally assigned work to. バラバラかつ不定期。不定期 is sort of irregularly, indeterminate. What's a tramp steamer? What's a tramp steamer? Neither words look like something that I should probably look up on stream. He irregularly gave work. In all the part-timers, he normally gave work. Whereas he normally gives his part-time work irregularly and separately. We help Penguin with the hobby once. Now we help me with this. Quite shy, timid, mystery, cuteness, innocence, lonely. You're just giving me. You're just spamming. You're just spamming keywords now. 知るかChinese Haishi remake will be your new model. No, stop. Don't do that to me. No. Quite shy, timid, mystery, cuteness, innocence, lonely. Okay, first, let's not. Lonely? Come on, that's okay. Okay, loneliness is not something that you want to put in your name, right? Because like words of power, names of power. You don't want someone to permanently be lonely, right? Quiet, shy. Okay, first of all, let me give you the words in Japanese, right? So, quiet would be Shizuka. So that's an actual Japanese name. Was it shy? Hitomishiri. Shy. Teresho. Kamoku. I think it's more this one, right? Hitomishiri. Hitomishiri. What else? What's next? I should probably just type out the whole list, huh? Timid. Mystery. Cute. Innocent. And I'm gonna leave out lonely because you know that's not something you want to put in your name. Timid. Yoaki. Kiyowai. Mystery is fushigi. Cute is kawaii. Innocent is seiso. No, it's not. What's a more proper one for? Mujitsu じゃない。純、ね、ナイーブ。おすなげ、痛いけない。無垢。無垢かな。無垢。無垢。What do you want to do with this? There's a lot of things. Hey, don't question it. All right, fine. Kotoku. Yeah, you can have that. The eye color was a big part of it. Thank you, Penguin. Okay. Let's see. What is eye color? What? Ah, my bad. What do you call this eye color? What is this color? Gold? Amber? Gold. Or amber. Which is it? I mean, both of these are proper. Like, there are people called amber, you know? There are. Do you want to do that? The hair color is... What do you call this hair color? Tell me the name of color. Choose file or upload an image. No, that's not it. I want like a dropper. I don't know how to get a dropper. Where'd I get a dropper? Damn it. It's supposed to be gold, amber. Like what? Thank you for saying the 2 words I mentioned. It's not very helpful. Not very helpful. Okay, look. Okay, you can. What you can do is options, right? Take one of the words above, or think of the name of an anime character that suits this description. I mean, otherwise, Japanese name. Meaning, quiet. Jeez. Searching Japanese names by meaning. Name search, kanshiro. Let's go. That's not it. That's not it. So that's not giving us names by definition, is it? But hold on, is this a girl or is this a boy? I can't tell. Is this a boy or a girl? Well, okay, it has to be a girl. She's wearing tights. Show me a guy who wears tights. There's none. There's none. Girl names. There's no search bar though. There's no search bar. Show features. Free word. Here we go. Shy. None. None. Nobody names their person shy, timid. No, none. Why? Am I doing this wrong? Am I doing this wrong? Quiet should give me Shizuka. It doesn't give me any names. Okay, I'm doing something wrong. I'm clearly doing something wrong. What? Fuck this website. Fuck this website. Fine. I don't know, man. What do you want to do? Everything was around yellow, gold, and amber. Okay, so gold is just gold, right? Kin. You can add kin. You can add kin to the name somewhere. No, I'm kidding. Okay, one thing that Japanese names do a lot of is they add like physical places to it, right? So like if it's a river, or if it's a river, then it's like kawa, right? Kingawa. If it's like a mountain, it's like yama, right? Kinyama. Or no, I'm kidding. You can do that. Or kami, kingami, gold. God. God. Okay, look. For example, like HoloLive members. Give me a list. Give me a list. Let's see what makes up a name. Okay, this is such a huge detour. That's good. Toki no Sora. Roboko is because she's a robot, and then Ko is just something to add to it. Sakura, so Miko because she's a Miko, and then Sakura is the theme. Oshimachi Suisei. Suisei is the comet. Hoshi is a star. Machi is just something that she adds on to it. Yozora meru. That's a night sky and a meru. So, Shirakami. Shirakami is like white god. Fubuki. Even though she doesn't like winter. But wait, no, that was Matsuri. But okay, like okay, give me something more. No, fuck you, no, stop, don't do that, no, stop. Stop. Das, Kinnas would not be a Japanese name though. Daskin. Daskin. because Russian. Daskin. I don't know, man. I don't know. What do you feel about Daskin? And like the first name is honestly it's anything. It's anything. It's just, which is technically my initials LAS, except it's Das. Do you want to do this? Daskin? I mean, it looks less Russian, but and like the first one is sort of just, it's in a way it's sort of random. I mean, you can make it whatever you want, honestly. You can make Shizuka then. Shizuka no skin. She becomes a half, a Japanese and Russian half. Shizuka no skin. It's Dare kore. Who the hell is this? What have we done? What else do you want? What else do you want? You could go muku, das muku. That's a different language. I don't even understand, man. Das. In the first place, Das is not a very. It's not a very Japanese combination, is it? Look. It's all katakana. There's no actual Japanese word which is like das. Das boss. There isn't actually. Come to think of it. There really isn't. Here. Let's do this. Das. Yeah, I mean, I can't really think of a Japanese word that includes das. It doesn't. There isn't. There's no way to. There's no. Make it Russian, and I'll put you in a school. Why? Do you want it to be Russian? You asked for a Japanese name. Oh, you don't want it to be Russian. I see. But like as I just said, there's no das in Japanese. It's you can't incorporate it. You just can't. I'm thinking of Legolas right now, which is something else. There's no. Yeah, there's no das in Japanese. Arus Arumaru is a VTuber who has the name like mine. Well, okay, but like you understand that Arus and Arumaru are both not very Japanese names, right? It's a foreign name in katakana. You understand that, right? So you asked for a Japanese name. Are you just asking for a foreign name in Japanese? Because that's a different thing, right? that's like saying Louise. That's like looking at that and going like, that's a Japanese name. Technically it's Louise, but I mean, because it's in Japanese, it's Japanese. That's something else. Okay, that's different. I know Arus Anumaru. She's one of the first ones that I ever watched. Of course I know her. She has mochi mochi English, right? Very cute. Is that the sort of thing that you want? Because if that's the thing, then that's not a Japanese name, and I can't really help you, man. Because I'm not really good with non-Japanese names either. I feel like at this point, we've pretty much talked about everything that is there to talk about choosing a name. It's really just a matter of you choosing it now. So I'm asking for a Japanese name, but I was talking about my own name. Okay. So do you not want das in your name? いらないの? Okay, look, we can look at things for kin, right? Kin. This is gonna become very, very money related, but I mean, technically, you can use all of these, any of these. Just go to a dictionary, go to Jisho, type in kin, and then you can get all these different options. Like kogane, so that just means gold, gold coin. In kinzoku, that's metal. I mean, you can technically do that, I suppose. What's amber? Kiro, kohaku, kohaku. So that would make it for a nice name too. Kohaku, that is a nice name. Kohaku. And there you go. You can make her name Kohaku. Kohaku. You would have to choose two of these and then just smush them together, I suppose. Which would be weird. It would be weird. Fushi Muku. Fushi. I don't know, man. Okay, look. Stop. Stop. I'm not doing this anymore. I've given you all the options. Now it's just a matter of you going back and making your own decisions, honestly. Because at the end of the day, as I said, a name is basically what you want to talk about, is what you want to express. We can't make the decision for you. And there's no like good or bad to a name. And like it's not very much like what is appropriate or not. It's just, you know, it's unlike the hobby thing with Lo. Like that one we could sort of talk about like what makes sense, what doesn't make sense, what would be hard to do, what would not be hard to do. But I mean, with a name, there's no such thing. It's literally just a matter of your own preference. So we're done. We're not doing that anymore. Stop. Nah. Okay. Where does he normally give his part-timers work irregularly and had them work separately, he now called them all in and put them on a shift roster. Kameyama 担当事務所は所長と3人アルバイトで働いている。Kameyama Investigative Agency had, aside from the boss, 所長 3 part-time employees. Okay. Oh, it got taken off from chat. I said just copy the name stuff onto Discord, please, and I'll choose. Ah,
Hold on. Can we get it back? Can we get it back? Hold on. Like this. Like this. Okay, there we go. And then redo all the changes. Perfect. Okay, that's it for the translation. We got very off. Woo, there's still so much. Very distracted today. But let me see. Yay. YouTube kind of erases chat messages. I mean, my understanding is YouTube erases chat messages when there are a lot of viewers, right? Strange. I mean, I don't have enough viewers for that to happen that I know of. It's strange for it to happen on my stream. Anyways, all right, time for a little bit talk. Time for a little bit talk. I actually don't really know what I want to talk about. What is there to talk about? I should bring out the TL talk thumbnail. Okay, first of all, I suck at making thumbnails. I'm very bad at making thumbnails. But here we go. Here it is. So that's a thing that's happening this Sunday. I planned this for quite a while. Very nervous about it, actually. Kind of nervous. YouTube wants more touch translation stream. Okay, I know we went on many tangents, but hear me out. Fuck you. Fuck you, penguin. Fuck off. So I planned this like quite a while, mainly with a lot of help from the people in the TL, in the I forgot that LTL server, in the live TL server, right? Which Lo is also a part of. So we planned this out quite a bit, and first guest is Lo. Very gracious of him, very generous. Honestly, it's probably going to be scuffed. I don't really want to talk. I don't really want to say this in any of the official like announcement things. I don't want to be like it's gonna be scuffed, but come watch. Like it's sort of diminishes the effort, I feel like. So I don't really want to say that out there, but sort of like here, I'm just admitting it's probably going to be scuffed. It's gonna be my first time doing something like this. I don't know how it's gonna go. So I am kind of nervous. I put a lot of work into. I commissioned a lot of things for it. I put a lot of work into it. I'm just hoping that it goes well. And so my main thing is, okay, the reason why I did this is sort of like, well, it's mainly, it's as it says, like I want people to get to know sort of their translators better, like the live translators, you sort of see their names all the time, sort of like in chat if you're looking at live TL, right? Or if you're in a Discord server and it's using maybe like the Luna bot or something, then you see the live TLers names, and it's just, it's always been the name, but like I want to give the translators an opportunity to sort of like let people know who they are as well as people. So that's sort of why I'm doing this, I mean, as translators, okay, look, sort of my policy on translating is like, I know there are some people who sort of insert themselves in their translations, and I don't agree with that. Like, for example, like there are people who would be translating. I saw this case, right? Like I won't say who, obviously, right? But I saw somebody going like, if you don't, because like the streamer was talking about subscribing to them, the streamer was very nervous, wasn't and. So all that they could say was subscribe because I'm very whatever. And then the translator wanted to get a little bit creative and went subscribe or I, the translator, will go after you. You know, like that sort of thing. I don't agree with. Because I feel like the way I see it is translation is we're in the back, we stand in the back, and we're supposed to stay in the back, right? There's like a common saying, which is if you've done your work well as a translator, people don't notice you are there. And that's sort of how I feel about it. Obviously, like if you make like honest mistakes are something else entirely, right? If you're human, you'll make a mistake. I'm not gonna say that's fine because a mistake is a mistake, but it's understandable, right? Or like, for example, like localization choices, that's also something else. Like, for example, like whether to add honorifics or not, you know, that as a translator, we get to make sort of calls on that sort of thing. That's different though. That does add character, like that does add a translator's character into the translations, but that's different from inserting yourself into the translation, right? So you're not supposed to talk about yourself because, like, say people are there to watch the streamer and not you. So instead of this TL Talk is now a place where we can get to know the translators themselves and they can actually talk about themselves. And I'm sure people are curious. I hope they are, you know, about like this name like see all the time who makes these streams understandable for me. Like, what is this person like? What do they actually do? What do they think about translation? What do they, you know, blah blah blah. And so that's sort of like the reason for this. And I'm not only doing and as I described, I'm doing this for both translators and developers. So eventually I want to get some developers on too. For example, like developer of maybe like LiveTL, and maybe other developers of other stuff that people use to watch VTubers. I want to hear their stories also, you know. Again, they are another group that are mainly in the back. You never really hear about them. I think most people don't know the name of the person who's who's developing LiveTL, say, or the person who's developing the LunaBot. People don't know their names, you know. And this would be an opportunity for them to learn more about them. And I'm sure, you know, everybody has an interesting story or two. I'm sure they do. Like, I don't know much about programming. But I know about translator. At least the good translators, they always have interesting stories because nobody goes a straight line to translating. Nobody. It's a translation is not. I know there's a translation major. You can take the major in school, but very few people actually do that. More than half of those who are active in the translation industry, at least like for light novels, are not properly educated. That's a bad way of putting it. They didn't go through university and take a translation degree, just like me. I did not, right? So that means they went through a lot of detours. They went here, they went there, they tried this, they tried that, and they somehow found it in them to develop their language abilities, and they somehow had an opportunity to translate, you know. And that's sort of what I want to get into, you know? That's sort of like everybody has an interesting story. It's definitely there, and so that's why that's what I hope for this TL Talk to be. And you know, hopefully, you know, people would be interested and come and watch. Yeah. You know their names, you know their jobs. Now you will know their TL story. Very much so. Pretty much. Yeah. especially like for example, like some like for me, I'm like a professional translator, I suppose. So like aside from a real life translation, from a real time translation that I do, my actual job, which I use to put food on the table, is translation, right? But there are other people who do something else entirely. Like maybe they might be an engineer, or they might be a lawyer or something. I don't know. And I'll be very interested in seeing how their real life job sort of plays into their work as a real life translator. So that's also something that I want to learn. Yeah. Not professionally educated is a good way to put it. Yes. Thank you for the correction. Thank you. 10-10 speech. I'm motivated to skip work for this now. I'm glad. I'm glad to hear it. But don't actually skip work. But I would be happy if you would come watch. But yeah, that's basically it. And oh right, there's like a tag. There's like a should I put it as text? This is the tag. I didn't actually have to type it out. It's a very simple thing, but there you go. That's the tag. If you have any questions specifically for Lo, and you want me to ask them, so I've mainly already decided what questions I'm going to ask him. But if you have any other questions that you can think of, especially if it's like related to funny stories regarding him that you want me to ask about, then this is the tag to use, and let me know what you want to ask him. But otherwise, yep, that's about it. Will it be English or Japanese for the majority of the time? So the interview will be in English, and at least for the first episode, I would try to provide Japanese translations. So like for example, I'll be talking like this, right? I would say something. そして、で、そのさっき言ったことをその日本語に翻訳させていただくという感じになります。And I'll be going back and forth like this and trying to sort of translate what they're saying. I'm a bit worried about this because I'm a Japanese to English translator. I'm not an English to Japanese translator, so I am a little bit worried. I'm quite worried about this. So I'm only going to attempt it for the first episode, and then I'll see how it goes. Maybe it's not as bad as I thought. You know, I do have a tendency to sort of freak myself out with overthinking things before I do it. I do have a tendency to do that. So I don't know. But yep, that will be it. And like all the text on screen that I use, it will all be English and Japanese, basically. I mean, I don't know Bahasa Indonesian, so it's not gonna be there's no Bahasa, even though Lo is Indonesian, but that's not how I'm not gonna have any of that. So yep. So normal Taishi stream style, kinda, except flipped. Really? What is a normal Taishi? You mean like a normal? Sort of. Yes. I guess. It's gonna be so meta, right? It's gonna be so meta because like my guest is gonna be a translator. I'm a translator. So I'm gonna translate what a translator is saying, and my guest is going to understand my translation, presumably, and would be there to point it out if I translate it incorrectly. That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be so fun. Wow. I don't know, man. And it's gonna be very different from what I normally do, right? Because like as a real-time, I have experience as a real-time translator, obviously. But that's different because that's just me. Okay, look, I'm listening and I'm typing things out, and I'm listening, I'm converting into my head immediately, and I'm typing immediately. But this time, I'm going to have to converse with the guest, and I'm definitely going to have to take notes of what they're saying. And then after that, I'm going to have to translate what they said all in one go. Pretty much what Kiara does. So, how's it gonna go? I don't know. I'm very nervous. Reminds me of the days back when Taishi streamed to improve his English to Japanese speech. I still do that. Just for my game streams. My Japanese is still not very good. Which is a pity. But, hey, if this goes well, this could also help me improve my Japanese. And this would also be the sort of like one of those things that I talked about. Like if my spoken Japanese improves from this, and later on down the line, I'm asked, how did you improve your spoken Japanese? I could be like, oh, I did the show, where I interview people, and it'll be an interesting story. It'll be a good story. And that's sort of what I mean by me wanting to interview people, because everybody has done something special, something interesting to get to their Japanese proficiency. That's why I'm looking forward to. Tashi's brain will be fried by the end of the stream. I don't know. I hope not. But I am looking forward to it. It would be a nice challenge. And Kiara does it. Hopefully, I'll be able to do it too. I mean, by no means am I saying that because she can do it, I can do it too. That obviously not. But it's more like it's doable. I don't know if it's doable for me, but I'm willing to give it a shot. Yep. We only have a few minutes left, but do you guys have any questions about TL Talk? Any questions whatsoever? I can take a few questions, I suppose. But while making this thumbnail, here, look. Can you see the colors? I learned how to make a gradient. I learned how to make color gradient in GIMP. I'm proud of that. It looks so much nicer with the gradient, right? I got the idea from the person who made the logo. So I commissioned the logo, and I got the idea I was like, color gradient, nice. And I googled I YouTubed how to make color gradient on GIMP. So that's that. Quite proud of this. It's alright if you don't nail it in the first episode. Practice makes perfect, so don't worry too much about the presentation in the beginning. Pretty much. And it helps that the first guest is low. We're friends. We're tight. We're tight. Yeah, we got this. So he's gonna be cool with everything. So that is definitely gonna help. Did you post it to any communities? I did not. If you're talking about, so like for Discord, I posted it to the official HoloLive fan Discord in the translators discussion channel, but that's it. Obviously I posted it in my own server also, but I'm a bit leery of posting it in other people's servers because I'm worried if that might become sort of like self-promotion. So that's why I also didn't post it in the HoloLive Reddit, because again, I feel like that would become self-promotion. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, if someone else posts it, I mean, I'm not gonna know it, and so I'm not gonna complain if someone else posts it. But I feel a bit, I don't know, iffy about posting it myself. Yeah, Twitter, obviously. Yes, I did post on Twitter. Yep. I honestly don't want to ask about anything for now because I don't want to spoil the interview contents for myself. Well, okay, like, just because you put a question doesn't mean I'm going to use it, right? And I might have already come up with a question myself, so, I mean, feel free. I mean, I'm not saying you have to post anything. I'm not saying you have to post a question, but if something occurs to you, if it's something that you want to know from Lo, then that's the tag to use. So it's up to us to promote it. If you would, I would be very thankful. Thank you. I don't know, man. How do people normally do this sort of stuff? I don't know how do people normally. I guess people don't. I mean, the reason why I'm doing this is because nobody else has done it, I suppose. So I don't know. It will be what it will be. You know, presumably if I do this a few more times, then more people will hear about it and more people will be interested. Hopefully. I don't know. All right. What about the VTuber subreddit? I might put it there. Yes. Oh, I did think about putting it there, but then I forgot. The idea occurred to me, but then I forgot. Yeah, I should probably do that. I probably will do that. Thank you for reminding me. Yes, I will do that. I have just opened the window and I will do that after I end the stream. Yay. As long as it's posted in the relevant circles and doesn't break guidelines, it'll be okay, I think. Well, yeah, I mean, I'll post it in the VTuber subreddit. That's it. Yep. Okay then. I think that's about it for today. Thank you very much to everyone for coming to watch. We detoured so much. Today we got very little work done, but if you enjoyed, thank you for watching, and I hope you have yourself a wonderful rest of the day. And I will see you again in another stream. Bye bye. I don't know what accent that is.